Back on point here. Opportunity and rally at the beginning of the day. Excuse me. At a high. Three crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level right around the open, confirming a bullish trend. And there was like some back and forth going on. Like we said, we were going to have a decline, incline, decline. More decline midday. And then here at the end of the day is where we really have the correlation to the Knight of Wands, which is the end of a rally marked by a fast sudden move higher. So the correlation being here, I'm looking at this rally ending. Well, in any case, there should be a pretty fast move here, big move to the upside here, pushing the upper end of a range higher. So technically, it's done that. This was a range, right? The upper end of a range. It's pushed through that, but I think we probably go a bit higher than that. There's a failed attempt to break through key resistance, and it's resistance that we'll expect to break through. Interesting. Open lower on Monday. It's a nullified theme card, so it makes it a little bit difficult to determine theme with just the one day, but looking at the 1 month, it's a decline that ends with a fast sudden move higher, and there's a prominent trough there. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens here end of day. There's a fast sudden move higher here at the end of a decline. I think this is pretty declining into mid-afternoon. Overall trend, overall volume's pretty bearish with the unicursal there. So Monday's looking pretty bearish. Opening lower. I just want to check something out here. Yeah, yesterday was really an off day, man. Interesting. We have a bullish volume card. I didn't really think about that earlier, but there's a bullish volume card here. And I'll be interested to see how that plays out. But I think we probably have lows right around the close after like a retracement, a failed attempt, and then to break through key resistance, and then a decline through key support. So opening lower on Monday, prominent trough. It looks like a pretty bearish day. There is a little bit of a move to the upside at the end of the day, but there's also the devil card as the last card, which makes things a little tricky end of day because it's a difficult card to determine which direction we're going. And when you look at the cards around it, we've got a low correlator, we've got on one side a high correlator, on the other side we've got a bullish card on the side with the low correlator and a bearish card on the side with the. It's pretty difficult to read that way, but what we'll be able to know is that whatever direction it moves there in that last hour is going to be quite a notable fake out of overall trend. I think it's probably going to be to the upside. If Reneso's watching, I'd be interested to know if you held that short position or not. Curious what you ended up doing. I hope you held it. It's looking pretty mixed actually around the last hour of Monday there. It's looking mixed, so there's probably like a fake out or like a shakeout or a whipsaw kind of behavior there. Interesting, we've got the unicursal and then we've got the unicursal at the high on the 18th. Yeah. There's like a little bit of a rally here end of day, it looks like. Probably open lower and then a move to the upside again to a higher peak, like a fake out of a breakout of some kind there possibly, or rally probably into midday actually. Hey, Trading Altitudes. How are you, my man? So, looks like we're opening lower. Well, first of all, it looks like we're closing lower than where we are now. We're probably going to see a low right around the close. This might have been the failed attempt. I think this is probably the failed attempt to break through key resistance. And then if that's the case, we should decline through this key support here into a low here around the close. I would have expected more of a move to the upside, though, I must say, with the Aeon card, but it's an overall pretty bearish energy. We got Cybin 10-year scheduled to drop sometime this month. I forget what date exactly. We've got the 2024 for the S&P reading dropping some point this month. I think in a few days. Got a lot of cool stuff dropping this month that we've been working on in the background. Where is it? Oh, okay. So here we go. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to have a push here and probably test this resistance because it looks like we've established support here. Sort of. We'll probably test this resistance here. And then we have a decline. Or no, you know, matter of fact, we probably already did because that's kind of it. Hard to say. We might give it one more test. We might not, but I think we end around the lows or lower than the current low. See, this rune right here threw me off. Especially after we had such like an off day on the one day yesterday. I was kind of doubtful of it. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So here's that peak. Ended up being more so on the 13th. It's kind of like on the cusp of 13, 14. More so on the 13th, so you're a little bit off there, but prominent peak or crest followed by a sharp drop. That's that moon card energy that we're seeing right here. Undoubtedly. Yeah. So the moon card energy is followed by bumping up along resistance sideways. So it's probably this resistance right here. Well, 30-20 or maybe 30-30. Right, we're gonna bump along like between resistance and a key support. Ooh, actually there may be some more, like we break through the key support at some point and decline further on the 16th with that yellow correlation, which is the universe card. Hey guys. Hey Carolyn. Overall trend direction for AI next week. This looks like a pretty juicy chart. The overall trend direction for AI, which is C3 AI Inc., for the week starting the 17th of July. What's the overall trend direction? I got a Princess of Wands, a notable rally on a multi-day scale that'll offer an opportunity to open up a short position or close long positions. That's on a scale of a multi-day kind of chart. CGC. Hey AV. Hey Proof. Ooh, that's looking ugly. That's looking real ugly. The overall trend direction for CGC Canopy Growth Corp for the week starting Monday the 17th of July. What's the overall trend direction? Interesting. So overall, we have a move to the upside, but it does look like it's mixed because it's the futility card. So the futility card is, it's a notable move higher, but it usually starts out of a decline, out of a pretty like scary decline or a chart behavior that makes you think we're going lower. But instead we go higher anyways, or maybe there's overwhelming headwinds. We still go higher in the face of that. But on a chart, I'd say we probably decline early in the week and then move to the upside. That's CGC Canopy Growth. Nikola Corp. What's the overall trend direction for the week? Starting Monday, July 17th, 2023, obviously. It's probably mixed. Let me throw that down one more time. So this is for NKLA. Overall trend direction for the week starting Monday, July 17th. So there's a brief peak that's easily missed, followed by a decline through multiple support levels. That's the indolence card. Carolyn, I'm pretty sure we answered that yesterday. If my memory serves me correct, we have a higher high in August. We have like an Aeon card that pushes the upper end of the range higher. If anybody remembers me saying that, I'm pretty sure. I'll take a look in a minute here. So it's not going to bounce proof. Bitcoin is going to do some like correlation indicates that there's a possibility of a pretty strong decline through that support level at some point on the 16th. There may be some news that comes out over like the overnight. There may be some sort of news that comes out around the cusp of the 15th, 16th. Interesting that I don't have a lowest low marked off on this. Does anybody recall where I said the lowest low would be? Because I'm kind of feeling like it's going to be here on the 18th or on the 22nd. You're welcome, Proof. XRP, let's take a look. Okay, well, I don't know, it doesn't say JPG, but that's the right file, okay. So this decline, interesting. This decline marks an opportunity. There's probably going to be some retracement tomorrow back to the upside to key resistance, somewhere around, maybe around here, 74 cents, or possibly even here, 77 cents. It'll be like pretty much flat behavior, but after a move like to the... Matter of fact, it's going to be 3 pokes through the same price level. When we indicate what that poke is, if you got into a long position here in the midst of this decline here on the 14th, tomorrow you could get out of that long position for swing trade at a key resistance where we poke through the same price level 3 times. You want to be real quick though about that third time, because after the third time there's normally a sharp drop with the Sorrow card. Thank you. I'm looking at 2002. My God. Appreciate it. I'm like, why doesn't it say JPEG? I knew something was off. And that would explain why I didn't identify Bitcoin, because it's a 2022. Makes sense. I'm like, didn't I identify it? So, Proof, hold on to that, because I got to go back and look at that chart, the proper chart. And then XRP for August. Yeah, this is the one where we have that. Aeon card, sneak preview card, which usually indicates a higher price level and like pushing the upper end of a range higher. So it could indicate that we do see a higher high in August, somewhere around here, most likely. If I'm wrong about the highest high here, another location that might have a highest highs here on the first, but I don't think so. I think it's probably somewhere around here between the 4th and the 7th. And there's that clear cross-reading congruency, so most likely seeing a higher price level there. When we look at it from the 1 year, I think it says a similar thing as well. Where's my 1 year? What is that about? Oh, because I was looking at it in a 1 year chart. Pretty sure there's a higher price level. I think so. I think there's probably a pretty significant opportunity here at a slightly higher price level in August. I don't think it'll be much higher. And then it's September's kind of mixed. It's pretty interesting. September's kind of like I'm getting a lot of conflicting kind of feelings with the high and the low here. I haven't done the XRP September reading yet. I just have the layout, but I haven't done the markup. So for coin, matter of fact, let me just check out this Bitcoin since I was looking at the wrong chart. Let me back up and just look at this Bitcoin real quick. So this is July. Okay, so we had a failed attempt to break. It wasn't a moon card. It was a failed attempt to break through a resistance, followed by a decline through key support. That's the key support there. We revisit a support level with sideways rotation and a sharp drop. Okay, so sharp drop within that period of sideways rotation. That's the sharp drop from the queen, and so we should attempt to establish support here on the 15th. Right around these levels. Excuse me. But on the 16th, we have a pretty notable drop. We might have lows there, actually. Since I was so off about where the lowest low was, it's been so sidewaysy, my God. I guess I wasn't totally off, because technically that was the lowest low until today. So this Ace of Discs, Princess of Discs might be a lowest low. It's possible. Hopefully you got that proof. All right, so coin. Is there another rally for a few days before the drop in July, August for coin? Yeah, I'm seeing a rally actually. Next few days, I got the Sun card. So that's a rally card, notable rally card. ACLS. What's the overall trend direction for ACLS in the coming week of starting with Monday the 17th of July? Overall trend direction for ACLS. It's going to be mixed. So we have overall probably to the downside, but mixed. We have a crest that will sell off from down to and through support, and then we'll do a U-shaped reversal and come back and reuse that support, but it'll be a lower support than where we fell from. Could we do SPY shorts into the 20th or possibly the 21st since we're more likely to gap down over the weekend? So there's going to be a lot of price movement here. So if we didn't gap down and we opened higher, then we would have a lot of decline here. But if we gap lower, then I'd say this is probably a pretty notable move to the upside, this Ace of Swords. So either way, I think probably a short position could be opened. And you'd probably want to close that short position depending on where we open, higher or lower. If we open higher, I'd say you want to close that short position when we're attempting to establish support here midday, like when we revisit a support level. If we open higher, I mean, if we open lower, I would say close the short position first thing in the morning. If we open higher, I would say close the short position probably here, like midday, close to noon time almost. But yeah, I think a short position is probably on the table. And hopefully my friend Wanesso held his short position and didn't close it for a loss yesterday. I hope. And you want to hold it till the 20th or the 21st. You might get scared out of the short position here on the 18th, 19th somewhere. Like, if you have enough risk tolerance to hold it to a trough here. See, like, the 18th, 19th are pretty bullish. I wouldn't hold it that long, but you could hold it over the weekend. Next bull run 2024-2025 will XRP break new highs. For that, we gotta take a look here. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting that I'm getting that Aeon card again for XRP, which is pushing the upper end of the range higher. We probably see a key resistance like somewhere around either like $1 in 2025. We probably see like $1.30 or maybe $1.80. Well, so it's got a correlation to the success card. So we turn 2025. We turn resistance on a multi-year scale into new support. There's a very good chance it's here. Yeah, there's a pretty fast move higher to reach the like $1.80 resistance. But very likely we see we push a higher price range into 2024 because we had this crisscrossing back and forth 3 times, confirming a bullish trend, which is this. Looks like we've confirmed the bullish trend, and now we're seeing a move to the upside. So in 2024, we likely push the upper end of one of these ranges here. Hey, Robert. Hey, IG, welcome. It's gonna break to the downside, IG. We were just talking about Bitcoin. Where's my Bitcoin? Yeah, so what we have here, we had this failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support here, and it's kind of combined here. That's a failed attempt to break through key resistance on the 13th, and then a decline through key support into the 14th, and it's kind of combined with this 14th, which was sideways rotation, and a sharp drop that stands out in that period of sideways rotation. So we saw this sideways rotation here, sideways rotation, and then the sharp drop in that period of sideways rotation. So the next part of the sequence on the 15th, we're likely going to do some sideways behavior, attempting to establish support roughly around this, maybe a little lower than this range, but roughly around this range here. Like the 30.05 to like 29.76 kind of range, somewhere around there. Attempt to establish support there on the 15th. But then on the 16th, we have a pretty significant decline. And we were just talking about how my readings, the lows on my reading, they were very difficult. When you have such a sideways kind of chart, it's difficult to pinpoint the highs and lows. It becomes a lot easier when it's a pretty definitive trend. But we've just been doing sideways, so it looks like my lows were off. I was close. The 6th, I had something here on the 5th or 4th, 5th. But with that said, I think we're probably lower now than those price levels. We're right at those lows. I think we probably see the 17th and the 18th. We go from like a significant trough or possibly a lowest low for the month, but there's a big move to the upside here around the 17th, 18th as well. So first we break down, and then we come back and probably reuse that. Like we break down through resistance, come back and probably use that resistance again as support. We break down through support, it becomes resistance, and then we come back and we break through it and it becomes support again, if that makes sense. Kind of sidewaysy, but there is a drop there on the 16th. So my July Bitcoin says to be long from the 2nd to the 5th. Yeah, see, and it was so sidewaysy. The 2nd. Oh, missed it by a day. That's what I was looking for there, probably. But in any case, very sidewaysy. You might have made some money with that 2nd to the 5th. Where did it go? Oh, long from the 5th to the 27th. Okay. 28th. 5th to the 28th. I think the 17th is really... The 17th, 18th is where the decline probably stops. Like, we'll pause in the decline tomorrow, and then the 16th there'll be more decline, and then it stops, and we probably have lowest lows here on the 17th to 18th. And then it gets pretty bullish, it looks like. Hopefully that clarifies. AV. Oh, you didn't see a low slow as far as... Yeah, so it looks like I was on point for most of the month. Technically, I'm still on point because we haven't reached it just yet. So it's still lowest. Well, I was off by a day, but technically, lowest low was I had here 4th, 5th. So if we do go lower, which I think we might go lower, it's going to be here into like the 16th into the 17th, and then that would be a good place probably to get into a long if you're not in a long already. If you're in a long, I wouldn't sweat it if we go lower here on the 16th into the 17th, because overall we go higher into the end of the month. MPC. What's the general trend direction for MPC? What's the general trend direction for MPC Marathon Pete Corp throughout the week, starting Monday, July 17th, 2023. Clear Kinetics. Fortune card. So we have a notable reversal. Hard to read direction, but from this standpoint, we'll probably see like a bit of a move higher and then a reversal there. So a mixed week. Overall, and that was a Clear Kinetic Fortune card that came out, so I would say really it'll be a notable reversal. A brief peak that's easily missed, followed by a decline through multiple support levels. AV, I think you're pretty accurate there with what you're saying about SPY. Open lower. open lower in decline or open higher in decline. I think we probably open lower in decline, and then at the end of the day, there's a bit of a move to the upside and a little bit of a fake out. The 18th is going to be pretty mixed, but I think it will end to the upside there. Yeah, we'll probably end to the upside there at a overbought peak or crest after midday breakout. And that's an opportunity to short. Wait. Sorry. Is it an opportunity to short? Let's see. So the 19th is mixed. It starts out bullish and then turns bearish. Appreciate it, Robert. Looking forward to the LBR token reading. Sales have been kind of light recently, so any type of support helps these days. Anything else you guys want me to take a look at? Oof. Ugly move, ugly move. Alright, well, let's do a recap and then I'm gonna roll. Alright, so SPY for Monday the 17th, we likely open lower, we gap down, and then we decline into early afternoon. If we don't gap down, then then we're going to decline from a key resistance pretty notably into early afternoon. If we gap up over the weekend, let's say I'm wrong because sometimes I'm wrong, if we gap up, then it'll be at key resistance, and there'll be a notable move to the downside there into mid or to early afternoon. If we gap down, there's going to be a move to the upside early in the day, like a big move to the upside there to key resistance, followed by a decline down to a low early afternoon. So what I would look to do is, based on where we open, I would want to get into a short position at key resistance here and hold that short position until early afternoon when we revisit a support level that we recently met once before at a low. That's where I would exit out. And then there's a fake out of some sort here. It's a little difficult to determine direction, but there's a fake out at the end of the day on the 17th. Whatever direction we're moving there, it'll be a fake out. Right at the close, we move to the downside. So I think probably we have a fake out to the upside. With a high at the end of the day, possibly, or just a crest at the end of the day. But that's that's SPY. I'd want to be short into like early afternoon on Monday. Is there further drop in QS? Wow, does my computer think that everything I say is the word "Hey Siri"? Like, 4 times it's done this to me today. I didn't say it once. QS. that question go? Is there further drop in QS? It looks like it's going higher. Looks like QS is going higher, actually, over the coming week. Okay, so BTC starts long, will be bullish from 17th, 18th. Will it be highest on the 31st? That's my sense, is that we have a highest high at the end of the month. But August isn't looking so hot for Bitcoin, at least as far as the sneak preview. Let me jog my memory as far as... Interesting. So this is actually pretty bullish in August. There's a drop, though. It looks like we probably have a drop off of this highest high here at the end of the month. It may be on the 28th. It may be on the 31st. If I'm dead ass wrong about the lowest low, like sometimes I'm just wrong. If I'm dead ass wrong about the lowest low, then it would be around the 17th, 18th, probably the 17th, or here on the 25th, 26th, but I don't think it's the 25th, 26th, because we're getting really close to highs here. So the question is, bullish on the 17th, 18th. It's going to be sidewaysy bullish on the 17th, 18th. At some point here on the 17th, 18th, we're going to go from a key support level to a big move higher, turning resistance on a multi-day scale into support, and then we'll rotate sideways along that higher support. So it's like sideways bullish, sidewaysy, and then yeah, most likely a highest high there on the 31st. There's a couple places where it could be though, but I think probably the 31st. Will Bitcoin do an intraday bounce today? It looks like it does do a bounce proof, an intraday bounce. Is QQQ bullish or bearish next week? Is QQQ... What's QQQ's overall trend direction for the week starting Monday, July 17th, 2023? It's to the downside, but it's mixed. There's a brief peak that's easily missed, and then a decline through multiple support levels. Alright, my friends, thanks so much for watching. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. Channel needs some support. We were kind of low on sales this month, so we definitely need some support. If you're interested in any sort of reading, now would be a good time to order that reading. you can do so here on our resources, or excuse me, on our services on our website, Tarot for Traders. Asometa posts. Monthly subscription is where you'll get all the trade information for whichever ticker or crypto that you choose from this list. Or if you're interested in having your own ticker or crypto covered that's not covered by the channel, another way, a good way to do that is to scroll down to 1 year report. You can specify exactly what ticker or crypto you're interested in and what year you're interested in, and that'll get you a reading similar to this XRP 1 year, or we have information, general information about each month, and then overall information about the year as far as what highs and lows are and the best trade opportunities and that stuff. All right, last question. When will one be filled? One of those CME gaps. One of them will be filled March 1st through March 10th. Doesn't say which one though. All right, my friends. As always, make sure to follow that Rule of Karma. You do so here on the resources tab of our website, where we're asking that you donate 5% of the profits that you make from this information forward to one of these charities, and 5% of the profits back to the channel here at one of these links. If you're international, use Wise. If you sign up for Wise, the Wise app using this link, I believe you can open up a free account. And that leaves you with 90% of the money left over. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you follow those rules, that's a Rule of Karma for the channel. The universe is going to send it back to you tenfold through this channel, my friends.